let's start to do this. Let's start to do this. So first and foremost, welcome to Overwatch. I'll probably actually leave some of this intro stuff in, but whatever. We're going to be talking about Tracer today, and the reason why I'm in the practice thing is because we want to talk about like aim and Tracer because it is kind of a big deal. And in the video that we're about to watch, I noticed that the aim wasn't great, and I've got a video that's like been in prep and should be going out pretty soon talking about aim and how to get the most of it and how it's a bit of a hard thing for me to talk about because I can't just tell you aim better, but what I can try and do is explain ways of improving your aim. And with Tracer, like aiming is basically going to come down to tracking. So instead of like, you're not like flicking over and firing a single shot, you're not like, you know, drawing a crosshair across and just trying to like flick shot people to death, because that would be insane and stupid. It doesn't work. Let's get rid of the spot so we got a new one. Instead, what you're trying to do is you're trying to like lock onto a target, and then you're just trying to keep it on that target as much as possible and as smoothly as you can. Now you can see I'm not the smoothest at this because I changed my mouse settings recently. I haven't played Tracer since, but this is actually a really good way of doing it. Is you find something like these practice markers are really good for it in the training area. And you put your mouse on it, and then you just strafe, and you just try and match the pace of the strafing while hitting a solo target. And you might be wondering, well, when am I going to hit a solo target, Blind Tracer? When's that ever going to be realistically useful? Well, stuff like Roadhog's healing, if you are just nailing his head during that entire process, let's go back to the training bots over here. The nice thing about Tracer is you can reposition quickly. If you're just nailing his head during that, like, notice how these have 200 hit points. Notice how fast they die. Like, you are outpacing his healing. So you are actually getting a net positive on DPS, and you are building ultimate charge in no time at all, because if I just chuck Tracer's bomb away, 20%, well, 18%, to on about 20%, yeah, so it's about like 18-19% per 200 damage, so it's about 1,000 damage to get an ult. So yeah, if you're drumming a Rogue's head down, you are building the ult so ridiculously quick. So one of the best ways to do this practice, as I said, is you find something to focus on, like this little icon here, and you like find the pace that you move at, and you try and move your mouse in a counter motion. You want it as smooth as humanly possible. And while static targets don't exist that much in Overwatch, what you'll also find helps is when you're moving alongside stuff, you'll learn where to kind of put your mouse and how to move it and how to adjust if they start adjusting their positions. Lucios will do this quite often, where you're just kind of keeping pace with them. And you could just kind of try and keep that pace, try and keep track of the target as much as you can. And it does help a little bit. There's no greater substitute than just going and playing. Playing a lot of quick play is actually perfectly fine as Tracer because the skill sets you'll build up in quick play do kind of carry over into ranked, and you're just mostly focusing on like your personal aiming skill and ability. The one thing I will say about tracking as well, just a final piece of advice, is if you are tracking a target, make sure that you are not tracking like back here and behind the target. Try and track and lead the target ever so slightly. Not this far, not this extreme, of course, but you get the idea. It's better to be in front of the target and then like losing progress, like aiming for the nose, or like in this case the eye stalk of the bot, as I miss it completely, rather than aiming at the back of the bot's head. And you'll actually find yourself doing this quite a lot if you aren't used to it, or at least I find I do this quite a lot, where I end up like shooting where the bot was, not where the bot is going, or where the enemy is going rather. And you really want to be shooting just in front of them. Also, best place to aim, I recommend, is just at the neck. Just because a lot of people jump around a lot as well. If you're just going to get consistent damage, it works wonders. Of course, if you can land headshots, then, you know, there's no reason why not, because Tracer just annihilates people. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's go back to this screen. Let's bring up the concealer. I'm going to close Overwatch, and we're going to go to the clip. Okay, that's Twitter. That isn't the clip. So, a clip was sent in today by a Twitch subscriber. Let's bring chat over. Let's have a slurp of Coke. Let's go to the screen. Now's a good time to say hi to YouTube. Now's a very good time to say hi to YouTube. So, okay. So the way this works is pretty simple. Basically, we have a 1.7 versus 1.8. Average on this is gold. Apparently, average on this is silver. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's very, very close between the two. The guy we're going to be watching is Oiko, who you might recognize from like sub games and stuff, as I block the chat with my own head. You might recognize him from sub games and such. He is a regular. He's ex-Tostos in the chat. Hopefully he's around. I think I saw him around earlier. So we're going to be watching and judging him very harshly today. No, we're not. He wants to improve. That should be always celebrated. Improvement is what you should be focused on. Not rank, not anything else. Improvement. Improvement comes first. Rank comes after. It's one of the wisest things I've ever said, and I'm going to keep repeating to it. Looking forward to it. Good. Okay. So let's get rid of Twitch chat. Bye, Twitch chat. As always, Twitch chat, if you want to ask questions, save them towards the end. It's just way easier for me. I haven't actually watched this all the way to the end, I will guiltily admit. But we're going to be locking in Tracer. Tracer, pretty damn good on King of the Hill. She's very, very strong on King of the Hill. And I think at this level, you could definitely get away with like a well-played Tracer. You could absolutely take over a game. So definitely not a bad pick. Like, I wouldn't worry too much about the pick here. We do have a Junkrat. It just happens at lower level play. My Junkrats pop up. That's perfectly fine. I have my pen ready. I love it. You can trace a smiley face. Hello, loves. Oh, beautiful. Hey, well at 1892. Welcome to the menu. Get some scrub hype. But it's getting ready to go. So, what are our objectives? You know, let's think about what makes Tracer strong. Well, she's very mobile. She can disengage from fights she doesn't want. Her damage is, it's good, but it's semi-unreliable. Like, it's not the easiest to land. That said, it's very good for finishing targets off, very good for picking off things that are weak and vulnerable. You can easily track them down, hunt them down, kill them nice and quickly. Her ultimate is very powerful, and she can put a lot of pressure on the supports. So looking at this team lineup that we've got here, I'm noticing that, yeah, we're definitely going to be diving deep on the supports. We're going to be mostly also on our own. So one thing when I play Tracer, I consider is what supports have we got. In this case, we got Ana and Lucio. That means that we're probably going to be largely looking after ourselves. If we have a Zenyatta, then we can expect maybe a little bit of help in the back line, but not so much from the Ana. Like, Ana's going to be too busy trying to heal these three targets. Oh, I completely missed the McCree, but Ana's going to be healing these three, and then Lucio will just generally be healing. It is nice having the Lucio because it does mean that if we need healing, we just go and stand near Lucio and Lucio will pick us back up. But in general, we're going to be looking out for ourselves and we're going to be looking after our own health packs. This is a good map for it though, so hey, we definitely want to be doing that. Is this quick play? No, this is ranked. Absolutely ranked. Okay, here we go. Don't mind a blink or two coming out of spawn, but make sure when you are starting a fight, I'd like to see 3 blinks. And what I like to do is take this route, exactly. Just so that we're not coming out as like the front line, but we should definitely be using blinks to get into position faster, because the quicker we can get behind the enemy team, the better. So instantly we can see our 2 targets, and this is when we should be formulating a plan, because the game, we can't check what the enemy team has quite yet, though we can hear they have a Reinhardt. We can see instantly they have this Ana, okay, that's 1 priority. And then they have a Mercy, 2nd priority. So, I apologize. Still can't shake this cough. Little bit of a whiff there, just got a little bit nervous, maybe. But we're actually doing a lot of good damage, and the one thing I will say is we want to be very careful at points like this, where you're going to blink in like this. It's very surprising to me that this Ana didn't drop a grenade on us right now and take us down to 80 hit points, which forces us to instantly recall. Like, you notice we got scared, then we had to back out. And honestly, to me, this fight went bad. Like, this very, very early fight went bad. The moment we sort of... You know, we're looking at the Mercy, we're thinking, maybe we can go for the Mercy, but the Ana's vulnerable. Okay, this Ana, you could tell from the animations, this is actually her with her scope up. She cannot see us coming. If we blink into her, we will literally just stop right in front of her, and we could just aim at her head and get a huge chunk of damage. And the only thing she can do to react is drop a grenade on herself, which is probably what she's going to do if we take that blink. Which means we recall, and then we can re-engage her and try and go from there. But what we do instead is we kind of blink and we just kind of panic and start firing, and in that time she then reacts, turns, misses. She whiffs her grenade. Actually, this is super important. So she's whiffed her grenade. I actually missed that in the first watching. So her grenade's down. She hasn't healed herself. This to me is a sign that we should be going really balls deep for the kill. And we should just be focusing on the tracking here. The recall here was not necessary, and as a result, she goes and picks up this health pack, which sort of resets the entire fight and makes it very difficult for us. We have kept her out of the fight to our credit. Like, she's not contributing, but we're not getting the kill. This is just an example of poor tracking. Feels bad, man. And honestly, we should still be pursuing that target. Again, we seem to get a bit nervous with the Soldier 76. We get a bit lost. Like, with a target like this, where he's standing still, we definitely just want to be focusing purely on his head and just shooting. The recall was an accident because of a new keyboard. Oh, I thought it was a bit early, but hey. Like, 1 shot from Ana will take off 80 hit points, so you've got a recall after a shot anyway. And then we sort of get lost and stuck and killed. Feels bad, man. Those misses hurt. Yeah, it happens. It does happen. It's nothing I can tell you, aim better, shoot better, and you win. It doesn't really help. It's true, but it doesn't help you in this moment. I'd say the decision making was okay in terms of like we saw a very sedate target. The Soldier 76 isn't paying attention. But when you see a target like that, you've got to understand that they probably aren't going to react very quickly. So we could just go in and just hold head height and shoot and shoot and shoot, and then try and blink away if we can get the kill. Bit of a shame that we shoot the Reinhardt and then, you know, everyone just turns around and kills us. Well, that just happened. And then we start charging him. Okay. Doing some good damage. We don't really want to engage too much here. What we're doing right now is what I would call ult charge building, where if we're harassing a Reinhardt in this situation, we're just trying to lock shots on and build up a little bit of ultimate, but we're still waiting for a good angle. Okay, off to the side, pick up the health pack. Good, good, good. We will definitely want to be doing that. Opportunities here. Bit of damage to soldier. Be very careful when you're doing stuff like this. The one thing I'd be just very careful of here is because we shot soldier, this soldier's reaction is to now, like, turn around because he knows there's a threat behind him and he's going to be watching for us. So we've got to be really careful about this soldier. But we do manage to get the ultimate up. The better thing to do right now, I think, is if we're really going hard on the ultimate, I mean, I think I would have just shot him in this situation, so I shouldn't really be too critical. I think if we're really dedicated on the ultimate, we should probably be hunting this Roadhog, but now that when we get the ultimate, when this Reinhardt sort of gives up a little bit of space, this is such a huge opportunity, 2 supports, and we do the right thing. We blink in, or we don't, yo, do we blink in? I'm pretty sure we just blinked in, which is good. Get nice and close, put it behind them, where they're retreating to, we get 2 supports, easy. And then Reinhardt drops the shield and everyone just dies. Landing sticks, like I've talked about this before, but I will mention it again. This is honestly the right way to do it. This is the perfect way to do it. Is you get in close, and then, like, especially when they're backpedaling, you throw it behind them because there's a little bit of an arc time. So basically, imagine the grenade is a projectile that's going to travel like this. That gives time for Mercy to walk back into it, and all that time is better for us. If you try and throw it in front of her and she's backing away, then it doesn't work. So just get nice and close, put the stick on, then recall out. Nice and safe. Very good stick. Very, very good stick. I was very happy to see that. Because their team's now just imploded. And then just everyone just dies in the comedy. Got sensitivity info from Excelsior. 1606 this in-game. Yeah, that's about low enough. It's a little bit high, but on TRACER you want to be relatively high sense anyway. It's just getting used to it. Like, try and get comfortable with turning 180 and turning around, doing fast turns. Make sure that you... lots of space for your hand to move around, all that kind of good stuff. Now we're just on cleanup duty. I'm okay with us harassing this, but I would like to see us probably positioned a little bit more aggressively, like around this area, rather than coming back this way. The reason is the enemy team's going to be coming out of the spawn, right? We want to be able to reposition quickly and then make their life a living hell, sort of fighting around this area, like over, you know, all the way down this way, I guess. And we want to be sort of putzing around in these back alleys, because the second they start to turn on us, we can just run away, pick up some health and whatever, perfectly fine. And training is good for practicing pulse bombs. Not a bad idea, actually, if you increase ultimate charge. Especially with the new PTR settings. What I would do is increase ultimate charge on your team. Or just disable it on the Anabots and then just go to town. You could probably just disable like a lot of stuff on the bots and just practice putting bombs down. Could be a really good way of doing it. Lucio's. Oh, Lucio's. Always going to be a pain in the ass for a tracer. Lucio, like, especially if you're not competent with your tracking. Like, you notice we're like rocking. Probably can't see it very well, but we're rocking back and forth quite a lot. Actually, let's play this through at low speed. So very, very, like, this is correct. Like, the second we hear this, like the plink, 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 we definitely want to be going in here, helping clean this up. Good. Okay, and then we see the Lucio. So first thing I want to comment on is when you see someone doing this, what they'll usually do, especially probably at this level, I imagine, is they'll be doing this. They'll be going back and forth in a very sort of straight motion. And they're focusing all their attention over here. Okay? So he's not actually looking at us, so what we can do is, if we blink, we'll probably blink to about here, and then we just have to think in terms of a straight line until he reacts to us. But during this time, we can probably get a good 50, 60, 70 damage on him. And also, Artie mentioned something in chat, which I've heard as this as well, which is usually very good. What really helped me getting more stickies is providing pulse bomb to left shift. Yeah, I think he's actually got it on like middle mouse or something. He definitely has it on a mouse button, rather than on something else. Whatever works for you. I've heard that different mouse key bindings work very well for pulse bombs. I've heard it, especially like left shift works super well because it's not going to interfere with you. Like, if it's on your mouse and you're moving your mouse, you're trying to aim. Like, you're trying to aim with your mouse and press a button on it at the same time. That's kind of fucky. But you don't want to like move your fingers off WASD to affect your movement either. So having on left shift means you can just use your pinky. Use your pinky swear. And you just use your pinky for it. Whatever's comfortable for you. Notice we just get like we're like overreacting and over-aiming for the Lucio. The thing with Lucio's, especially because he's not on speed boost, is our movement speed and his movement speed are pretty much equidistant. So if he's leading us, we just need to aim like here. And this is why I was talking about sort of tracking in front of targets. Because we just need to be aiming slightly in front of him, and he will just walk into those shots and will take a lot of damage for it. He will be healing up quite a lot, and he will be quite difficult to get rid of, but we're still dealing a lot of damage. He still has to sort of react to us and move out the fight, that kind of stuff. Don't worry about him jumping, so Lucio's will start sort of bouncing pretty aggressively. But honestly, like, if you are not god tier at tracking, just following on like this is perfect. Like, oh god, that was terrible. Eraser. You just get rid of that line. Nice. Just following along like this is perfectly fine. Because you'll still be dealing damage during all of these points, and just consistent damage is what you need to kill a Lucio. We're not going to be able to steal the health pack from him because he hasn't damaged us. He's damaged us now. Just a little bit of under aim. Feels bad, man. Then I'm not quite sure why we actually needed to retreat here. Like, he's booted us once. We're still on quite a lot of hit points, though. We were actually getting healed up by our Lucio as well. We could have just stayed on this target. We don't quite need to panic for the health just yet. Like, we still have a lot of blinks. You still got all our safeties. You don't need to quite retreat out of there. It feels like we're just sort of giving up on the Lucio at this point. I think we're going to hunt down the Reinhardt. Not too sure about this. I think I would have preferred to see us staking on the Lucio. Just as the more important target. Other people can deal with this Reinhardt. And he's not... Like, this Reinhardt's already kind of not really doing anything, so... Eliminating him doesn't really serve too much purpose, because we own the point, so he doesn't need to die immediately. The Lucio's the more immediate threat. The Reinhardt's already kind of been dealt with. But we get him anyway, because he's a Reinhardt. Nice and easy clean up, pick up health. Good. Hey, a Mercy. Hey, a Roadhog. Just a little bit overeager with the bomb. So in these instances, what I actually would recommend... I'd honestly just avoid using the bomb anyway. And I'd be looking for that Mercy. Because we see Mercy sort of run in, she moves to the Farah, okay. And if you're going for a bomb like this one, like, the fact that he's already jumping around the corner means that the bomb's gonna whiff. Like, the second you threw that, I knew it was not going to land. Bombing Roadhogs is always a bit of a pest, because he will be able to just endure it. So what I generally like to do, and the way I generally handle this, is I will shoot him until it forces out the heal. So you shoot. He's going to react probably by trying to throw a hook, which he's done. So let's play this out in slow motion so I can talk through it actually, because that'll work better than just constantly backpedaling. So what we want to do is we want to shoot until he throws the hook. So he'll turn, react, throws the hook. This is when we want to blink out. He's thrown the hook. Now we can re-engage. And now we can go for the bomb if we need it. If he's trying to heal himself up, then we can go for the bomb and go for the finish. Again, we're under-aiming. Feels bad, man. I'm going to retreat back to our team. I'm actually okay with this decision, just because we don't need any more damage and we can help try and clean up some of this. Although, like, what I would be looking to do is either put pressure on this Mercy, especially as she's low, but now she's gone high. We definitely want to be keeping pressure on this Soldier. And what keeping pressure on the Soldier will do, this is sort of divvying up jobs, is because right now, in this sort of combat arena, in the operational area, we have a Soldier 76, we had a McCree, who I think is pissing around over here, there's a Farah and a Mercy in the air, and there's us. When we're thinking about what we can do here and what the McCree can do, we can handle Soldier. We can't really handle the targets in the air because they outrange us. So we want to just focus our attention on the Soldier, keep the Soldier busy. That will keep pressure off the McCree and means that McCree can do his job and start trying to kill other targets. Luckily, the hook comes in. We definitely want to then keep our pressure on this. Let McCree deal with the stuff in the air, no problem. Like, I'm perfectly fine. And now that Farah's stuck in a tunnel, yeah, good finish off. Good target swapping. But I don't know why we're coming back this way. We should be turning around. And let's keep pressure on that Reinhardt Lucio. Stop them pushing in. Stop the Reinhardt feeling cuffed, feeling any cuff. Sorry, the Reinhardt disgusts me. The enemy Reinhardt disgusts me so much I had to clear my throat. So we kill this Farah. I'd like to just turn around and just keep this Reinhardt uncomfortable. Because if you watch how this Reinhardt pushes in, you know, he's got a big vulnerable backside booty here. We could be just shooting him in the back, or we could be putting pressure on the Mercy. We could be doing a lot. When we're stood here in the front, like, now we're being Soldier 76. We're not being Tracer. We want to be Tracer, so let's get in the back. Still have all our blinks. We don't quite have recall. Feels bad, man. Okay, she's rezzed. Let's focus on the Mercy. Let's get some damage in. A little bit dangerous now. Let's recall out. Okay, good. Very close there. Almost ate a rocket. Okay, they vaulted. That's good for us. Nice little bit of patience. We'd like to see maybe a little bit more patience here, actually. Or even, yeah, just a little bit more patience. I think we could have just run forward a little bit more and then start drilling the Mercy in the back. Let's see. Shooting, shooting, shooting. Good pressure on the Mercy. I'd like to see a melee here. She's in melee range. Right here. This would be a good time for a melee. Just to get her that little bit lower. Or just kill her outright in this case, I think. Sucks that the soldier got the flank on us, but it happens. Could we have prevented that? No, not really. We instantly eat a rocket and die. So nothing we can really do about that. Ah, coffee, 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 coffee. Okay. Let's talk about meleeing, actually, while we're here. Because meleeing is super important as Tracer, but... Also, before we go into this next fight, hey, Anna Othar! Welcome to the many. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you on board. So, meleeing. The way to think of Tracer is this, okay? It takes 1 second to empty your clip, 1 second to reload. So there is a... People call it the rhythm of Tracer. I've always called it the rhythm of Tracer. You're shooting for 1 second, you're reloading, you generally blink while you reload. It's just... So you're basically... Damage mode for a second, and then you're in evasion mode for a second. Damage mode for a second, evasion mode for a second. Damage mode, evasion mode. Damage mode, evasion mode. Damage mode, evasion mode. It's that rhythm that you're getting. God's sake, Infrared. God's sake, for goodness, look at this man. Look at what Valkyrie has started. Oh God. Okay. So you got the rhythm of Tracer. Meleeing interrupts the rhythm of Tracer, and it lowers your overall damage output for an exchange in burst damage. So you got to think of it in terms of, if I melee, my damage is lower, but it might be more consistent, so my overall damage might be higher, and my basically my burst is higher, so I can finish off targets more. I'm not infrared. Yeah, I know, but you were infrared for a moment. Would you be interested in kind of casting a big Danish tournament? They're looking for a caster. Ask me afterwards. Ask me when I'm done. Unless they need one right now, in which case I'm busy doing coaching the many. Okay, so meleeing is mostly going to be used to finish off targets or maintain damage on targets that are being highly evasive, or when you're like trying to evade super hard and not really focusing on damage, then you just got to melee a little bit every now and then to make your damage that little bit more consistent. I like meleeing targets, especially like Mercy, if she's not taking that much damage, just to maintain damage on her, because if you stop DPSing Mercy for a second, she starts healing, so it just maintains that damage. The worst thing you can do though is keep interrupting your own reload, which is a big problem. Let's eat a grenade. I'm fine with us actually recalling that. It just puts us too low. We definitely want to be looking to get this grenade out. Junkrat with the value. I'm astounded the fact that this bomb got this far in. Reinhardt. Oh, this Reinhardt. No. Feels bad, man. You still got the bomb. I definitely want to be looking to put this bomb on this Mercy. Good bomb. Good bomb. Okay. I think we could have probably got this bomb out a little bit earlier, even. Like, at this point here, I don't know why we're running this way, when we could be engaging a little bit harder and trying to get this bomb around this corner to this Mercy. Like, we had a decision point here, and we could see that the Reinhardt is, you know, he's having a bad day. He's not going to have a good time here. Let's go with... Oh, no, don't save a screenshot. Go with blue. Does that show up very well? I guess it kind of does. No, it doesn't. Stick with the red. Oh, God. Every color is currently on screen right now. So Reinhardt's having a bad day, so there's no real need for us to go this way. This Junkrat's died, so we want to be a little bit careful, but honestly, we could still probably blink this way and try and get the bomb around here. That's probably the angle I would be going for. But we make up for it in a second or two. So we have to get out line of sight of Soldier. Good. We don't want to stay in his line of sight too long. Then we got a good bomb here. And the reason why this is a good bomb is because it's actually gone behind the target. The worst place for the bomb to land, like if you try to stick the Mercy here, these two targets can just safely run away, and that's also away from us. Because if you think about threats right now, there's a threat here, there's a threat here. So now they're kind of stuck. Like no matter which way they go, they're going to be taking damage, and they make the wrong decision, and they keep running, and both explode. And also, like, there's an interesting thing with, bomb deployment. There's a couple of different schools of thought, and one of them is when you're fighting a group, the best thing to do is to drop the bomb on the floor because it sows so much confusion about like where the bomb is. You'll see pros, Mendo Kusai especially, I think is a big sort of person who tries to preach this method, where you just blink into the enemy team and you just throw the bomb at your feet and you just stick it on the floor and then you blink out the team, because it's so much confusion in the team that someone's probably going to blunder into it, and it's not as clear. The indicator isn't as clear when it's like pointing to the floor, because you'll just like get the big exclamation mark and it'll be like this, and that's not very useful because you don't know which way to go, and you don't get like the big stuck which tells you, you know, just stand the fuck still. If this is you and you get stuck, then just stand still. But if you see the big exclamation mark on the floor, it's very hard to know where to move. But I like using it as well when you're just throwing it past people, cutting off escape routes. That gives you the option then where they have to run towards you, and then you can try and get the finish off yourself. Bit unfortunate the hook lands, but hey, it happens. McCree, come on, land the shot, McCree. No! McCree, no! Ah, Roadhog knocks everyone off the point, and it's claimed for the team. Okay, 1-0. Now we're onto this map. This map's actually pretty nice for Tracer. There's a lot of just pathways you can go through. The only dangerous is a lot of very narrow choke points where you can get blown up if they have a Junkrat. So we're going to be a bit careful. A lot of blind corners, but there's also a lot of health packs that we can bounce around. We're going for a basket instead. Lining up the shot. Oh, 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 so close. So close. Feels bad, man. Here we go. See how this is going to go. So again, wouldn't mind seeing us just blinking ahead, trying to get a little bit of an advanced position. One of the big advantages as well of blinking ahead is that we just get some information and we can just relay that back. So you'll be the first one to see if they have like a Widowmaker or a Farah, for example. You can then relay that back to the team. Agree. Good blink back. Good reaction. Good, 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 good. Like, I like seeing this. You just see him and we just blink backwards. Perfect. Easy kill for Roadhog. A little bit careful there. Bit of a desperation move. It's a safe thing to do, but we probably would have been alright. Because now we definitely need a blink. Very brave. Very, very brave. We just blinked through their entire team. If Reinhardt decided to take a cheeky swing, we might have died. Thankfully, he didn't. Let's heal up again. So, this is super risky. Because we stood still. we decided to stand still. We don't need to do that. This is a very risky and bad fight for us. We do not want to be engaging this. Like, we've just spent, let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds fighting a Soldier 76 that we didn't need to fight. Net result on the Soldier 76 is about 0. We occupied some DPS. Now McCree's found us and killed us. So one of the key advantages of Tracer is that we can disengage from a fight we don't like. This is a fight we don't like. Soldier deals more damage than us. When he's healing on his healing field, if we're not landing reliable damage on him, he will out DPS us. He has more burst potential than us. We don't want to fight Soldier. You see this situation, you come around this corner, you see Soldier here, you go right the fuck back in, and then you come out this way and you try and find a way round to the Mercy who's over here, for example, or the Lucio who I think is like in this area. We definitely, this guy's not our job. This guy's not our responsibility. So we don't want to be fighting him. Because we are fighting him, which is kind of wasting time, and we lose the fight anyway, and then we get flashed and killed. You might be thinking, well, surely that's like a really good result because we pulled their two main DPS off the front line. Well, being fair, Soldier was pulling you off their support, so their supports were free to do what they wanted. Their Roadhog was just constantly alive, probably getting out-healed as well. And then the McCree just pulled back for like 2 seconds and killed you. So it's not a good trade-off, basically. We could be doing better things. If we want to fight Soldier 76, we play Soldier 76 on McCree. Call for group up is fine. A poor Junkrat. And when a group up call is made, I'd say that we could probably be a little bit cheekier, just because we are Tracer. We definitely want to be careful, like, in these sort of areas. Fighting Roadhogs, just because it's so easy to get caught. So we're going to be very careful, like, don't hang around in these areas, just blink through them. But we could probably afford to be a little bit cheekier. Interesting position for McCree. Don't quite land all the shots, unfortunate. Let's hang around here. Let's hope that Lucio picks us up. Good finishing off. Good cleanup. Good. Let's stick on this Lucio. Be careful of the hog. Okay, we've got an ult. We could definitely get rid of this Reinhardt. Let's blink through him. Turn around. We've got to be cleaner than that if we're going for the Reinhardt. Luckily, we don't need to go for the Reinhardt. Okay, they drop the beat. Let's be patient. Be patient. Also, res. Looks like we've picked the Reinhardt. So we're still picking the Reinhardt, trying to get this damage, but no one else really is focusing on the Reinhardt. We land the stick, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. He puts his barrier up, he's perfectly fine, getting healed up. Now we're a bit scared. So we're going to talk our way through this fight again, because we made a lot of decisions here, and it feels like the team weren't really following up on them. This is sort of a sign of being cheeky at group up calls makes teams fall apart at this level, because I think you won't listen to them. It's a fine line, and I think Tracer is one of the few cases where you can be a little bit cheeky, especially if they don't have like a Widow. Just a little bit cheeky. Like we should, like we're spending time. This is what I mean by being a bit cheeky. It's not like we want to go dance in the back line, but we're not even firing at stuff here, and there's stuff to be firing at. Like we should be shooting this Roadhog a little bit, even though it's like long range. We should still be shooting him. This is a very cheeky blink. Like we're fine being cheeky now. But there are things that we could probably just try and find an angle and just keep building this ultimate up a little bit faster. Anyway, let's focus on this fight. And the McCree kill was good. Now we've got a pulse bomb. It's like we've determined to focus on the Reinhardt. Now the ideal, optimal, super perfect thing to do here would be to call out, okay guys, I'm going to bomb this target. I'm going to bomb this guy. So let's focus the Reinhardt. And you want to do this in a single smooth motion because we just kind of walk past him. You want to stand in front of him. Blink 180, throw bomb instantly, and you won't miss the Reinhardt in like a narrow, tight spot like this. Instead, we run past him. That gives him time to turn around us, and it gives their team time to react. Once that has failed, and especially once the sound barrier is dropped, we should be reassessing. We should be using this as an opportunity to reassess, and we should probably be trying to find where the Mercy is and put pressure back on her, because our team seems very reluctant to engage hard. We won't be able to kill this Reinhardt on our own. We're just kind of mildly irritating him, and not really getting any kill pressure because he's being healed by Lucio and still has his armor. When we land the bomb, we have no more follow-up. Because he's got no pressure on multiple angles, like, we can't do anything. And he does try and chase us, but he's just getting so healed, and we can't move because Sights has gone off, so we have to hide. We do eventually get him, but then Salty kills us. And I just think we could have probably reassessed our targets and gone for the supports a little bit harder. Being fair, it was partially on the team for disengaging, but I think we just needed to be very assertive, either during the start of that fight and instantly get the bomb on the Reinhardt, or we had to reassess our target priority. Don't stand here. The reason why it's simple is, like, I've seen people stand still in places like this before. Let's go back to the pink, because it's more visible. I've seen people stand still in... That's not pink, that's blue. Come on, there we go. I've seen people stand still in places like this before, and then something like just like a Widowmaker just stands up here and just nails you. Yeah, just be very careful. Like, if you're going to stand still, someone make sure it's like round this corner, just where it's nice and safe. You're not going to get hit by a rocket and a headshot or anything like that. It's not going to suddenly go wrong. It does happen. Be very careful. Be very, very careful when standing still. Jump rat's going hard. Oh, let's finish that. Good, good, good. Okay, we want to be a bit careful going that way. We want to be very careful going out here. We're in a very big open space with like a Soldier 76 on overlook. We want to be very careful. What I would have liked to have seen is we see the Roadhog going this way. We either make a decision where we try and engage the Roadhog around the pillars. That would be somewhat risky, but if we're feeling brave, we can definitely put some pressure on him, probably build up the rest of this ult nice and quickly, and then get a good bomb. Especially if the rest of the team focuses this way. Or we make an alternative decision, we go around and we try and flank through this door over here. We make one of these two decisions. The decision to run onto the point basically means that if they have team members here, here, and then there's one like here, they are all in positions where they're just basically facing where we are. And this guy's looking towards this way. And they're all just kind of looking towards us. And we don't want that. We really don't want that. Because it means that, you know, we're not pulling attention away and they're just focusing where they need to focus anyway. So we're not sort of introducing extra threat. Like, I prefer this reassessment going around the side. I don't think we actually need to be on the point here. We have other people to do that. Like, these, like, we already have 2 on the point. The 3rd on the point is probably Anna, I'm guessing. We don't need to be on the point. We can be hunting targets down. Definitely want to focus on this Mercy. Just be very aware of the Reinhardt. Not Reinhardt. Be very aware of the Roadhog. Roadhog whole hogs. That's actually good for us because it means he can't hook us, and that's the only thing that can really threaten us. So now we just get easy cleanup. And now he's just forced to die. Have I drawn a penis on screen? I'm sorry. I didn't realise. Must have been making up for yesterday. I've tried to avoid drawing penises. Oh! This sometimes happens. You'll blink and there'll just randomly be a McCree. And you know we saw the McCree and then we just blinked into him. Yeah. when you see this, just be careful. This man. Like, okay, let's do this. This is this for you. Like, just be very careful about this. Be super careful about this, because he is an enormous cock, and you want to avoid that. Because you don't want to be near this guy. Stay the fuck away, because he can just kill you. Until you've seen the flashbang, until you know, it's like, you know, good firearms training. You know, even if it's an unchambered gun, you want to be careful with it and whatever. If you know that you remove the magazine from the gun, but it can still have a bullet in it because it's semi-automatic and that sort of thing. Be very careful. Be very, very careful when dealing with anything that is explosive or has it's a firearm. Be super, super careful. And it's exactly the same lesson here. Good McCree safety. Be very careful if you aren't completely certain that there isn't a flashbang. And even if you know there isn't a flashbang, you still kind of want to be careful. I honestly thought he'd die when he flashed me. Yeah, I can imagine. I imagine, like, this happened. Oh, I'm fine. Okay, let's recall. Let's recall out of the brown pants situation, and let's look for a good flash. Let's look for a good bomb. It's super nice, actually, this area, because these areas are so tight, we can start really being tactical with our bomb, because basically we've got 2 choke points, and we want to be playing around these 2 choke points here, and then the other one is sort of over here. Alright, we want to be playing around these areas. Super, super hard. And the reason why is pretty simple. If they try and go through, it's the easiest pulse bomb in the world. It forces them to either super hard engage, they either push all the way through, or they back up, or they just don't make a decision and die. Or you land a stick on like the Lucio trying to push through it. So we're doing a good thing at the moment by just bouncing through both of these points. And especially when we find the tanks, we can be looking for an opportunity to get this bomb. I don't know why we're engaging a soldier. Like this. Just get it. Like, we definitely don't want to be engaging the soldier. Like, in the time that we've engaged this soldier... This is a bomb, by the way. This should have been a stick. It should have been a stick. In the time we were engaging that soldier, like 3 people pushed through that tiny, tiny choke point that we could bomb. We still have this bomb. We should be throwing it. We shouldn't be saving it. What do we do? Are we waiting for Christmas? What's happening here? This bomb should have been thrown ages ago. And now it's unnecessary. Now we don't need it. Now we don't need it. Now we definitely don't want to use it. Don't use it, don't use it, don't use it, don't use it, don't use it. Please don't tell me you didn't use it. You didn't use it. Okay, good. So yeah, completely missed opportunity. Like, all the way back here. For some reason, we've decided to engage Soldier 76 in a tight environment where we can't use our evasiveness to a maximum advantage. He can use the self-healing to a pretty strong advantage. He can retreat towards a health pack. His explosive is really powerful here. We're in a bad position. We wanted to be fighting what's going on over here. We wanted to be blowing this chick up. The second you see this, we should have just turned and faced this way a little bit and put a bomb here. That means that she's either going to go this way, in which case we know where she's going to be running, or she's just going to die. If she goes that way, we just maintain the chase. If she goes this way, then she just dies, because she'll run into the bomb and get stuck. She's getting healed by Lucio. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. And then, yeah, it feels bad, man. And there, but then, like, Junkrat and Roadhog start cleaning up, and then, okay, now we don't need the bomb, we're just trying to clean up. Because it's just 2 tanks left, and we can do that. All in good time. But we definitely needed to use that. Waiting for this bomb was almost as long as waiting for Sombra. And just as disappointing, no doubt, when it goes off. No, just kidding, Xtostos, I'm sure the bomb's wonderful. We actually need to be super careful here, so I like the fact that we're staying in cover, we're thinking about sight lines, this is good. This is really good. I was actually super happy when I saw this. Because he says sights and we see him there, and we do the perfect thing of, like, we know where he is, we got the big statue blocking the sight line, and we stay in the sight line blocking area, and we're just staying alive. You can't dodge your Soldier 76, remember Tracer's survivability is based on her evasion, you can't evade tac visor, so it feels bad, man. Rebomb, no! Oh, God. Okay. Minor mistake here is that we started shooting. So this Reinhardt is so busy right now. This Reinhardt in his brain, in this, let's go blue because there's a lot of red on the screen. This Reinhardt in his little brain is going, oh, oh, there's all this attention over here. Oh my God, oh, I've got to focus on that. I've got to protect Soldier. And then something goes tap, 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 on his shoulder. Like, the green screen doesn't extend far enough, but I imagine it like I'm poking him. Poke, 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 poke. Poke, poke, poke. Hey, 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 hey. Guess who's back here? Guess who's back here? This Reinhardt's seeing on his screen. Oh, something's damaging me. There is an unlikely event, but it could happen. where this Reinhardt gets the stupid idea, turns around and just puts his barrier here. You throw the bomb, it lands on the barrier, he drops his barrier, so it just drops the bomb off here, and then the Reinhardt and soldier just push in. There's no need to set ourselves up for failure. There's no need to start firing. We drop the bomb, then we fire. Because the bomb will deal enough damage to almost, well, it'll put him at risk. It'll put him at severe risk. When we start doing the follow-up damage after the bomb has landed, then we can start going in for the kill. We definitely don't focus on the soldier. Once the bomb is stuck on the Reinhardt, we stay on the Reinhardt. Because look how low he is. If we were shooting him, even from this distance, he would be dead already. Like, any damage at all would have killed him. We do get the follow-up kill, but just a little bit of a cleanup of the play. Because then, you know, this is more suitable, right? This is how it should have happened immediately. Is the Tracer kills the Reinhardt, the Roadhog deals with the soldier. This is a little bit unfortunate, but hey, it doesn't matter too much. They can't get here in time. We get teabagged by a Roadhog's sweaty underbelly.